Hi everyone and welcome back to Minecraftmum. This is episode 11 and in this episode I'm going to show you how to make an enchanting table. So the first thing we're going to do is head outside and get ourselves some of the key ingredients, which would be sugarcane to make some paper and leather, which we'll use together with the paper to make some books. So we're going to start by just harvesting some of the sugarcane. You can use anything to bash it down. I'll just use this grey wool we picked up the other day. And again, leave one row behind so that it grows back. And then you can just, oh, it's a bit running water there, but we can still walk. And we'll just keep going as we continue to harvest. And again, as you walk down, you'll pick up what's dropped into the channels in between. So we'll keep going, and as you can see, we really got an excellent amount, and it's the sort of climate that things do grow at a good pace. Certain biomes you'll find that different crops will grow at different speeds, but in this area here we're near a desert. It looks relatively warm, and I'm finding that the sugarcane is growing quite quickly, which is excellent. So I think at this point we won't worry about catching everything, and I think we are not picking up the rest because we have got I'm just going to get rid of these 2 blocks so that we can pick up the sugar cane that we've dropped. At this point, what I'm going to probably need to do is clear out some of my inventory because we've got an awful lot that we're carrying at the minute, which just means we don't pick up as many things. So let's head back over to the animal pen, and what we need to do, we do have some wheat, which is good. Before I kill any of the animals, what I always like to do is create a few babies first. So what we're going to do is put the wheat in slot number 4 and then right click with the wheat on the cows, and that will cause them to have hearts, and then find another cow and make a little baby. So we've done that. I'm going to make some baby sheep as well while we're at it, and they'll sort of follow you when you're carrying this. That's how we got them in here in the first place. If you click on the babies, they'll use up the extra wheat, and that often causes them to grow faster, or I think sometimes gives them more leather and more wool. Now I'm going to now grab my sword, which is in position 1, and again, to kill a cow I'm going to right click. So apologies for those watching who don't like to see poor cows being killed. Unfortunately we don't have any choice, and that's just how it is, I'm afraid. Again, we're carrying a lot of inventory, so we may need to, I'm just going to get rid of the pickaxe because at the moment we've got not enough room to pick up all the goodies that we're dropping. So that probably covers what we need. I'll pick up that a little bit and we'll head back upstairs. When you drop things such as that pickaxe, it may be there when we come back, depending on how long it is before we come back, or it will disappear ultimately if it's sort of left for too long. So but again, there was not much life in it. There's a bar underneath each of the tools. As you can see, that sword I've got is pretty much fully equipped, and but when the green bar goes down to red or down to almost nothing, that means you're at the end of the line almost. Now let's start by making some books for our enchanting table. So you can create paper by putting 3 sugar canes in a row. So I'm just going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, and that gives us a good supply. We'll do a little bit more here, and we've got ourselves a good stack of paper. So that's the first step. Now to then turn the paper into a book, what you're going to do is put 3 in a shape like that, and in the corner is the leather. It's almost like a leather binding paper together, and you've got yourself a book. So I'm just going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and that gives us 6 books. That's more than we need, but that will enable us to also start making some bookshelves. So I'm going to head over here now, and one thing we definitely need to do is we've got a chest, so let's place the chest next to the other one, and you'll see what happens when I do that. It becomes a double width chest, and that will free up some space. We can move some of the items up here, and which is good because at the moment we are carrying a lot of items and we don't have space to pick up everything we need. And so I think one thing we will do is put some food to cook, as we are running out of food at the minute. We are going to need a diamond pickaxe for the next step, and we're going to head downstairs. So let's make the diamond pickaxe. That is 2 sticks, and then drag the diamonds across, and that will give you a diamond pickaxe. We've got some water, which is the other thing we're going to need. We'll pop those back in there to be safe, because we don't want to carry those around with us. And then we will put the beef in the oven to cook while we're gone, so that we can have a nice meal when we get back. So if you'd like to follow me, we're going to head down to the cave, and I am going to collect some obsidian for the enchanting table, which is the next step. So again, we're just dropping down into the mine. In a between episodes, what I've done is actually just dug into the wall of the mine. I've listened for the sounds of sort of bubbling lava, and then once I've done that and found a spot that I thought had lava behind it, did a bit of digging, and lo and behold, there was some lava there. So rather than spend time digging around looking for that, I've done that offline. So again, what I did was I walked down here through a mine shaft, listening carefully, and then I could hear some bubbling sounds over to my right. So I dug, I marked where I was digging, and as you can hear, sort of bubbling sounds. It sounds like there might be a baddie in there as well, but that is the sound, that bubbling and popping sound is the sound of lava. So right behind these elements here, you can see it. Now, to make obsidian, what you do is, I'm going to place that little white X, the pointer, on that little bit of cobblestone there. Right click. I don't know what happened there. Let me pick that up and go back a bit. So let me right click, and that will send the water in. If I right click again, then I pick the water up, and that gives me some obsidian. Now, to pick up the obsidian, what we're going to do is stand near it, but not on top of it, because underneath here might be more lava, and we don't want to drop in on top of it. Again, it's going to be quite stubborn, takes a while to pick up, but we've managed to get some, which is good. So again, just hold down the left part of your mouse, and that will be clicking away. What I'm also going to do, you just have to be careful about picking where you go. Stand close enough that if there's lava underneath, hopefully you'll still manage to pick up the obsidian. And there we go, we've got 3, we need a little bit more. And I can hear a skeleton nearby, so we do need to be careful. That is gravel, which we learned about last episode. While we're here, I might as well grab a little bit more. We're going to use this in a future episode to make nether portals. There's a way to do it without having a diamond pickaxe, which I'll also show you, but it'd be good to pick up a little bit while we're here. So there we go. So we've got a good supply of obsidian. I think we'll leave it at that. I'm going to close that off for the moment. If I'd brought a door, that would have been more practical, but the reason you can hear those sounds of growls is we're underneath the cave right now. That's why the ceiling drops down a bit. At some point we can go up and explore that area, because I think there'll probably be some more diamonds and good things, but at this point we're going to focus in on getting the enchanting table underway. So we're back up to the top here, and then we'll just take the ladder up, again pressing on the W and the space bar to go up. And getting off the ladder at the top, I think you probably figured this out anyways, but sort of turn the mouse to the right to exit off the ladder. And here we are. So in terms of ingredients, we need to pick up those diamonds again, and we're going to make the crafting table now. What we're going to need is to make a sort of an upside down T shape with the obsidian blocks, and then we're going to put a diamond on either side and a book on the top, and that gives you an enchantment table, which is something that is necessary to do enchanting, which again is a very important skill to have. Now where we place it, I thought a nice spot would be over here. Often I like to make a sort of a little alcove area where we can place it with bookshelves all around. So I'm just going to make a space 5 blocks by 5 blocks, and I tend to do 3 high so that you've got room for some light source around it. So we've got 4 wide at the minute. We'll go, that's a bit deeper. And we'll just keep digging it to make it 5 wide by 5. Hopefully we'll have enough sort of cliff face. Oh, we've gone to the outside here, but that's okay, we can fill that in. That's not a problem. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's find some cobblestone and build that out a little bit. And again, you can just click on the sides of these items to fill in the walls, like so. And we'll jump down. Normally I wouldn't bother using a diamond pickaxe for this type of work, but it's faster, and we don't use the diamond pickaxe that much. So how many spaces have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we find the very middle space, which is right here, we can place the enchantment table down, and as you can see, it'll sort of swirl around and move. What we're going to do is start filling in the rest of the spaces tomorrow and complete the area with some bookshelves. But that gives you the essentials of what you need for an enchanting table. So I hope you enjoyed episode 11 and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.